I transmigrated into the book as a villainous male supporting character, and towards the end of my mission, my CEO wife suddenly gained the ability to read minds. Unaware, I was still diligently playing out the plot. Want to divorce me? Unless I die. But inwardly, I was complaining. Hurry and throw the divorce papers in my face. You and the white moonlight are locked. Don't delay my 1 billion reward. Unexpectedly, my CEO wife's temperament drastically changed, and she announced to the media that she was pregnant and that we would absolutely not divorce. I stormed into the gathering of my wife, Su Tang, and her white moonlight, Chen Feng, picked up a glass of wine, and without another word, splashed it in Chen Feng's face. Su Tang, mindful of the others present, couldn't get angry and pulled him to the restroom to clean up. According to the book's progression, she would immediately bring up divorce because of my unreasonable behavior. Then after I pester her a few more times, making her completely disgusted with me, I'd be able to complete the mission successfully and get the 1 billion reward. Thinking about becoming a billionaire soon, the corners of my mouth were harder to suppress than an AK-47. A person at the table kindly reminded me, "Zay, are you overstimulated?" I quickly straightened my face, putting on a sorrowful appearance. Su Tang entered through the door at this moment. I rolled my eyes, crossed my arms, and arrogantly asked, "I didn't even do much to him. Is it worth all this fuss?" "Su Tang, do you even know I'm your husband?" Su Tang looked at me expressionlessly, her eyes dark and unfathomable. But I was secretly getting excited. Quick, scold me. Then warn me that if I dare bully the white moonlight again, you'll kill me." Su Tang first asked the other friends to leave, then walked towards me and calmly said, "I was just concerned about a friend, don't misunderstand." What? This wasn't how the plot was supposed to go. I bit the bullet and smashed a glass, coldly sneering. "I'm telling you, don't think that Chen Feng's return means you can be together with him. Want to divorce me? Unless I die." But inwardly, I was surprised and uncertain. I'm acting this badly, and you can still tolerate it? Quick, bring up divorce, and then throw the divorce papers you prepared in my face. You and the white moonlight are locked. Don't delay my 1 billion reward. Unexpectedly, Su Tang smiled slightly, staring at me with great interest. "Husband, what are you thinking? I love you. How could I divorce you?" I froze on the spot, as if struck by lightning. What's going on? Isn't she supposed to love the white moonlight the most? There must have been a step that went wrong. Let me think. While I was frowning and pondering, Su Tang walked up to me, wrapped her arms around my waist, and snuggled into my embrace. My whole body stiffened, and the fragrance from her body filled my nose. She giggled and said, "Husband, I was bad before, but from now on I want to be with you forever." "No way. You got it all wrong. I'm just a villainous supporting character. The white moonlight, Chen Feng, is your true match." 3 years ago, I transmigrated into this melodramatic novel, becoming the villainous male supporting character who was in love with the female lead, Su Tang. After her white moonlight left, I took advantage of the situation and married her. Then, after the white moonlight returned, I used every means possible, and in the end, reaped the consequences. The male and female leads then lived happily ever after. In order to complete my mission and get the 1 billion reward, I was truly dedicated, never slacking for a moment, and even acting more hateful than in the original plot. Everything had been normal for 3 years. I am Su Tang's devoted lapdog, but Su Tang is a stone that can't be warmed, always longing for her white moonlight. She utterly loathes my every action. Until 3 days before Chen Feng returned to China, she fell while mountain climbing, hitting her head and falling into a coma. After waking up, she was a little different. Back home, she burned all things related to Chen Feng, and now her attitude towards Chen Feng doesn't seem as passionate as described in the book. Could it be that my acting today was too bad and Su Tang saw through my charade? Impossible, I can't doubt my acting in anything. Even the system, which had been dead for a long time, praised my acting talent as extraordinary, sometimes even wanting to smack me after watching. If it's not my problem, then it's Chen Feng's problem. He hasn't been tortured enough. "Honey, why aren't you answering me?" Su Tang pressed her entire body against me, her hands secretly slipping inside my shirt. My body stiffened, and I pressed down on her restless hand. Wasn't she always unwilling to get close to me before? If this keeps up, it's going to be R-rated. I'm not good at acting out passionate scenes. To be honest, Su Tang has fair skin, a beautiful face, a slender waist, and long legs. If I did that kind of thing with her, I wouldn't be at a loss. "What?" She chuckled softly, biting my Adam's apple. "Can't hold back anymore?" I screamed internally. Su Tang frowned and kissed my lips, so noisy. Boom, boom, boom. Only my heartbeat remained. Just as Su Tang was about to take it further, the door to the private room opened. Chun Feng stood at the door, his face pale, his eyes deep. What a great opportunity! I grabbed Su Tang's waist and kissed her until we had threads of saliva between us, then provocatively looked at him. Chun Feng, what do you think you are? I am Xiao Tang's husband. The male lead has finally arrived. Let's see how I torture you to death. Chun Feng pursed his lips without moving, looking embarrassed and wronged. Xiao Tang, when you used to chase me around saying you liked me, was it all fake? I was young and didn't know any better, unable to see people clearly. Su Tang's tone was cold, which made me even more confused. In the book, Su Tang should be deeply in love with Chun Feng, unable to live without him. Xiao Tang, I know you have resentment, but I had no choice. When I was abroad, I was thinking about you every moment. I hope that when I come back this time, I can make up for the mistakes I made. We could be together in the future. I have a husband now. Su Tang interrupted him mercilessly. He covered his chest and coughed, looking very pitiful. Su Tang lightly punched me and whispered a complaint. What are you looking at? Then, without even glancing at him, she continued. You can see that my husband and I have a great relationship. I only came to this dinner party because an old classmate invited me. My husband is temperamental and gets jealous easily, and I don't want him to misunderstand. Has Su Tang taken the wrong medicine? This is the white moonlight you've been thinking about for 3 years. Please reconcile with him quickly. I should be finished with this. I want money. My heart was in turmoil. Su Tang, however, pinched my waist and glared at me. I hissed softly, which seemed more like flirting from Chun Feng's perspective. He took a deep breath, looking like he was about to break. Xiao Tang, are you serious? Have you forgotten how he used tricks to make you marry him 3 years ago? Su Tang raised her eyes and looked at Chun Feng amusedly. Speaking of this matter, I'd like to ask you. You keep saying you love me, but when my family's business was in trouble and I needed you the most, where were you? Chun Feng was rendered speechless by the question. Su Tang took my hand and walked towards the door. As they brushed past each other, Chun Feng grabbed her wrist, his eyes slightly red. Xiao Tang, please give me one more chance, okay? His voice trembled slightly. Unexpectedly, Su Tang let go of me and unhurriedly pried his hand away, coldly replying, the thing I hate the most is eating leftover grass. Mr. Chun, please have some self-respect. Chun Feng stood there dumbfounded, his figure forlorn. I was also stunned. How did the plot collapse like this? A warning bell went off in my head. Su Tang wouldn't actually have fallen in love with me, would she? Then how am I supposed to complete the mission? Don't panic. Don't panic. The female leads are usually just stubborn. You two are so dramatic. Without me, you'd break up sooner or later. Su Tang clicked her tongue in dissatisfaction. You still have time to worry about others. Stop looking. In the back seat of the car, Su Tang's hand began to wander again, her breath occasionally brushing against my neck. While pushing her away, I whispered, the driver is still in the front. She laughed. Then just don't make a sound. With that, her hand moved downwards. I gasped and quickly grabbed it. Has Su Tang taken the wrong medicine or something? Usually, her face is like a dead person's when she looks at me. It makes me lose all interest. Sometimes I can't help but complain about how blind the female lead is, not wanting a handsome 185 centimeters guy like me, and instead wanting that heartless, ungrateful man. Su Tang's expression changed. Then she started acting spoiled towards me. I've only realized today how handsome you really are, so much better than Chun Feng. I proudly raised my face. Of course. She was amused by my cocky behavior. I'm very clear-headed, I haven't taken any medicine. I know what I'm doing. I thought it was strange. Su Tang is just the female lead in the book. She doesn't have any special abilities. It feels like she can read minds. Thinking about this, I told myself to relax and quickly change the subject. You hit your head a few days ago. The doctor told you to rest. Let's get some rest early. She looked at me thoughtfully, then nodded in agreement after a moment. I was finally relieved. She must have really injured her brain a few days ago. She'll be fine in a few days. The next day, I went to Su Tang's company. When I saw Chun Feng in the meeting room, I raised an eyebrow, not at all surprised. It seems yesterday was just an accident. The plot is still intact. He suddenly said, I didn't have time to look closely yesterday, but looking at you today, you really do look a lot like me. A substitute trope? I know this well. He's trying to provoke me. I went along with it and furiously pointed at Chun Feng, yelling, how could you ever compare to me? I'm Su Tang's real husband. You're nothing more than a third party. The person who isn't loved is the third party. You know who Xiao Tang loves in her heart better than I do. He retorted without holding back. I didn't expect this kid to be so good at provoking people. I grabbed his collar, feigning a punch. The sound of high heels came closer. Chen Feng gave me a meaningful smile, then fell backward. The tea on the table spilled everywhere. His back also hit the corner of the table, drawing blood. This guy is too green tea. I didn't even have to do anything, and he acted out the whole scene himself. The next second, Su Tang's surprised voice rang out. What happened? Chen Feng endured the pain and quickly said, Xiao Tang, it was my fault. It has nothing to do with anyone else. I understood immediately. I immediately put on a stern face and said, I pushed him. What? Su Tang, are you feeling sorry for him? If I ever see you bothering my wife again, I'll beat you every single time. His eyes welled up with tears, and his hands clenched in a fist at his sides. How could Su Tang not feel sorry for him looking like this? Next, Su Tang should scold me, right? I've bullied her white moonlight like this. If she can still tolerate it, is she even human? Just as I was thinking this, Su Tang gave a look, and the secretary came in to help Chen Feng up. But Su Tang put her arm around me and said affectionately, I'll listen to my husband. Both Chen Feng and I were dumbfounded. Chen Feng clearly didn't want to give up and was dragged away with an unwilling expression. I also didn't want to let it go so easily, and seeing this, I immediately added fuel to the fire. Chen Feng, you see? Stop daydreaming. With your small build, you better walk around me next time, or I'm afraid I'll push you again and you'll disappear. Chen Feng stopped in his tracks, as if he suddenly remembered something, and immediately grabbed Su Tang's sleeve, saying with difficulty, Xiao Tang, the reason I came back this time was to tell you that I have stomach cancer. The doctor said I have at most 3 months left. The terminal illness must be fake, but this move works well. Now Su Tang should feel sorry for him. Sure enough, Su Tang was stunned for a moment. Really? Chen Feng smiled bitterly and nodded. Look at me. I've become so thin. I immediately followed up. I can vouch for that. He falls over with just one push. Su Tang glanced at me with an unreadable expression. I cleared my throat, finding a perfect excuse to get away. Since that's the case, I'm not that petty of a person. You guys should have a good chat. I have things to do. I'll go first. My heart was filled with excitement. They finally have time alone. Chen Feng, make me proud. Use your charm to conquer Su Tang. Waiting for the divorce. 1 billion. Iarikome. This time, Chen Feng really didn't disappoint me. The next day, the video of Su Tang going back to the apartment with him became a trending topic. Su Tang, with her image as a beautiful and strong woman, had always been very popular on social media. Her on-again off-again, childhood sweetheart relationship was often brought up as something to reminisce about. Not only that, but the videos of me throwing wine at Chen Feng at the club and Chen Feng being pushed down at the company were all uploaded to the internet. There were several reporters waiting outside my door, and when I went out, they pestered me with questions. One reporter asked me, Mr. G, what do you have to say about the matter between Ms. Su and Chen Feng? I dutifully played the role of a stumbling block in the face of true love and replied resentfully, what is there to say about marital infidelity and a third party knowingly being involved? That reporter continued to ask, but I heard that you used underhanded means to marry Ms. Su back then. Now that true love has returned, they're a perfect match. Don't you think you're being a bit excessive by using emotion to hold Ms. Su hostage? I kept a straight face, but inwardly gave this little reporter a thumbs up. Back then, Chen Feng abandoned Su Tang when she was at her lowest point, leaving her helpless. Everyone in the circle knows about this, don't you? She was stumped by my question, and after a moment, she asked again. It's well known that you and President Su have a bad relationship. You've never even spent an anniversary together. Why do you want to maintain this marriage that exists in name only? I don't want to. I roared inwardly, but on the surface, I had to continue playing my role. So, I snorted coldly and walked away without looking back, creating an image of stubborn loneliness. This excerpt of the interview also quickly went viral online. Many people cursed me. This man is disgusting. He clearly took advantage of the situation and used tricks to marry Su Tang. Now he's acting like a victim. He's not even comparable to Chen Feng in any way. He's the white moonlight of Su Tang. The two parties involved haven't even spoken yet, and he's already jumping up and down like a clown. Why isn't Su Tang saying anything? I want to see Su Tang ruthlessly slap him in the face. Things have gotten this bad, and he still won't agree to a divorce. I think he's just after money. What a shameless person. My fingers scrolled through the comments cursing me, and my mood was a bit complex. Thinking about the 3 years I spent as a doormat, I really was devoted to Su Tang. If she didn't want to go on a date with me, I'd wait downstairs at her office building half a day early. When she got drunk, I'd be the driver to take her home. She would always use business trips to avoid our wedding anniversaries, so I would go to the place she was traveling to and wait until she couldn't find any more excuses. Then we'd eat a meal together, and I'd take the earliest flight back the next day. If I didn't have the perspective of someone who knew the future, being so wholeheartedly devoted to someone and getting nothing in return would be really heartbreaking. But now, instead of lamenting the fate of a male supporting character, it's better to celebrate my impending task completion. Because in the book, the final ending for my male supporting character was that after Su Tang rekindled her old relationship with Chen Feng, I continued to stir up trouble, trying to manipulate public opinion against Chen Feng, but instead, I was cyberbullied and faded away sadly. Right now, they've probably gotten back together, and I'm also being cyberbullied. Completing the mission is just around the corner. I even hope they curse me even more fiercely. The more hateful I am, the more it will elicit sympathy from the public for Chen Feng. Su Tang called me. In the call, she cautiously asked if the negative public opinion was hurting me. I sniffled and said viciously, "Su Tang, stop pretending. Let me tell you, as long as I'm around, that Chen Feng will always be a dirty little mistress." I could hear Chen Feng's voice coming from the receiver, vaguely. "Xiao Tang, I'm content just to be able to be with you like this." My heart stirred with another wave of excitement. Wow, they're living together already. Chen Feng's doing all right. Su Tang, hurry up and divorce me. My 1 billion is just waiting on your divorce papers. Su Tang suddenly got angry, her voice rising. "Say that again." Without hesitation, I hung up the phone, thinking it would make her even angrier, resulting in her divorcing me in a fit of rage. Perfect. But after 3 days, Su Tang hadn't come home, let alone talk about divorce. I figured maybe that kitchen phone wasn't doing enough. I had to step in myself. An idea sparked. I registered a social media account and posted 3 misleading updates. "Come on, I'm GN. Those who want to curse me, gather here. Do you think I'll cave to cyberbullying? Bullshit true love. I'll stick with Su Tang for life. Let's see who can outlast who. Ha 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 ha. Su Tang, you want to be with your white moonlight. Dream on. Chen Feng, you're a bug. Why don't you just die?" Instantly, this made things even more chaotic. My phone number was leaked, and I was bombarded with calls, messages, and even money transfers. I put my phone on airplane mode, causing me to miss Su Tang's statement. The next morning, the home phone rang. It was my secretary, telling me to quickly check the trending topics. "President Xi, you finally picked up? President Su announced that you're going to be a father." My brain froze for a moment. I frantically opened Su Tang's profile. Last night, Su Tang posted an ultrasound picture with the caption, "My husband was just afraid of losing me. That's why he went crazy on social media. Please understand. Our relationship is great, and we'll welcome our new life together. We will definitely not divorce. Please be respectful and don't spread rumors, or I won't hesitate to take legal action." This completely blew up the topic. Su Tang and my name were still at the top of the charts after one night. No one would have thought that Su Tang, who always subtly reminisced about the past on social media, would actually have a child with me and publicly express her love for me. In that case, Chen Feng is definitely the third party. I think he's the most scheming one. Move along, move along. White moonlight has become black moonlight. The second lead takes over, and they live happily ever after. We laughed at his madness. He laughs at our ignorance. Enough said. Wish them well. This completely threw me off. This plotline wasn't in the book. I immediately rushed to Su Tang's office. She was sitting at her desk reading documents, and when she looked up at me, she was as calm as ever. "No need to thank me, we're family. It's the least I could do." My chest heaved violently. I roared inwardly. "Thank you, my ass. Divorce. I want a divorce. What's with this child you mentioned?" Except for the time when Su Tang was out of her mind a few days ago, I haven't touched her at all in the last 3 years. There's no way she could be pregnant. She smiled, tilting her head and blinking her eyes, asking, "Not having one now doesn't mean we won't have one in the future. Haven't you always wanted to have a child with me?" I was stunned, speechless. If you don't want to claim the female lead for yourself, then are you still a villainous second male lead? "I'm just acting well. How did you actually believe it?" Su Tang stood up, walked to my side, gently touching my face, and said with a hint of emotion, "Husband, I really know I was wrong. You're the one who's always been good to me. I'll love you like you love me in the future. I will protect you. You're not allowed to go anywhere." I feigned emotion. "Wife, I've finally waited for you." But inside, I was roaring. Su Tang really fell in love with me? Su Tang really fell in love with me. What should I do? What about my 1 billion? Is it gone just like that? Just then, a commotion came from the door. Chen Feng pushed past the secretary's attempts to stop him and burst in. You wouldn't see me, so I had no choice but to invite myself in. Su Tang curled her lip and chuckled. "What? Not faking a terminal illness anymore?" Sigh. This Chen Feng, if only his acting were half as good as mine, he would have won the beauty long ago. I went out with the secretary, once again leaving them alone together. Success or failure, it all depends on this one try. Just in case, I hid outside the door to eavesdrop. Chun Feng lowered his head, his hands clenched at his sides, still unwilling to give up. It was wrong of me to lie to you, but I just love you too much. Do you really have a child with Jize? Aren't you supposed to love me the most? Mr. Chin, Su Tang didn't give him any face, her tone icy. I think I made myself very clear before. I love my husband, and I want to have his child. Your actions have made me very angry, especially arranging for reporters to smear my husband. If it weren't for our past relationship, you wouldn't even have the chance to stand in front of me. Xiao Tang, is that really how you see me? Chun Feng forced a smile, his expression aggrieved. It's only been 3 years. You've really changed a lot. You actually believe Jize? Don't you know what kind of person he is? He's been targeting me, and you're still helping him. Don't let him deceive you. Chun Feng was right. According to Su Tang's character setting in the book, she would unconditionally trust Chun Feng and despise someone as vicious as me. Why is Su Tang protecting me in every single word? Are you done? Su Tang pulled out a check, filled it out with a pen, and handed it to Chun Feng. Do you think I don't know about your little plan? You abandoned me when my family fell into decline, and now you see my comeback and want to benefit from me. Let me tell you, there's no such thing. Take this 50 million and get lost. What's going on? Isn't this 50 million supposed to be what Su Tang gives me when we divorce? Shouldn't I be the one getting lost? Why is it Chun Feng? Chun Feng, if you're a man, refuse it. Who would have thought that Chun Feng really wasn't a man? He hesitated for a moment, and then took it. The next second, right in front of Su Tang, he tore the check in half. Xiao Tang, it's okay if you don't believe me. I have a way to make you believe me. He then walked towards the door. I didn't have time to retreat and bumped right into him. His eyes were red as he glared at me, his expression indignant. While I was still stunned, he had already run off. After a while, the secretary rushed in to report. It's bad, Mr. Chun is on the roof, saying he wants to die to prove himself. Su Tang and I rushed to the roof, where Chun Feng stood at the edge of the terrace, looking like he had lost all hope in life. There were already crowds of onlookers below. Su Tang's face was grave. She kept telling him not to be impulsive, that they could talk things out. I was already dissatisfied with his poor acting, which had completely deviated from the plot. Now he was pulling this stunt. Wasn't he just pushing Su Tang further away? While he was trying to appeal to Su Tang emotionally, I grabbed him, pulled him down. I poured out all my pent-up frustration into a fist and punched him hard in the face. You're playing some kind of pathetic self-sacrificial act. It's unbearable to watch. It's all because you're too incompetent. I can't carry you. I created so many opportunities for you. Why are you so useless? Now look, my 1 billion is about to become a pipe dream. It's all because of you, this jinx. It wasn't until the security guards rushed over that they pulled us apart. While bandaging our wounds in the hospital, we just stared at each other. Remembering Chun Feng's almost but not quite willing to die attitude from earlier, I scoffed and suddenly recalled what the system had said at the beginning. If the plot really couldn't go on, I actually had one last trick up my sleeve. A fake death. My part in the storyline was already finished. As long as I could exit, the mission would be complete. Su Tang had been worriedly fussing over me the whole time, while Chun Feng, unable to bear it any longer, walked away with a dejected expression, his arm in a sling. Taking advantage of Su Tang being on the phone, I ran to stop him. Hey, how about we join forces? No choice. I have to carry the team. The next day, Su Tang received news that the two of us had been kidnapped. The kidnappers who were hired told us, everything is going according to plan. Su Tang has already left the house with the ransom money. Chun Feng was still a bit skeptical. She definitely won't save me. I don't understand what the point of your plan is. Is that why you can't win her heart? I roll my eyes at him. The only person who can help you now is me. In reality, this was also a grand fake death performance that I had set up for myself. If I was gone, maybe Chun Feng and Su Tang would have a chance to get back together. Su Tang arrived quickly. Let them go. I'll agree to any condition. Following the plan, the kidnapper stated his terms. Sorry, Miss Su, you can only save one of these two people you choose. What? That's not what you said on the phone? Su Tang was shocked. Su Tang, stop talking nonsense. If you don't agree, I'll kill them both. The kidnapper continued to recite his lines. Su Tang looked troubled. Let me think about it. I gave Chun Feng a look. He understood, putting on a look of deep affection mingled with a willingness to die. Xiao Tang, I know you won't choose me. Let me just die. I wish you and Jize eternal happiness. He even managed to squeeze out a few tears. I have to admit, my green tea acting skills are no match for Chun Feng's. The kidnapper asked me, Mr. Ji, what about you? Do you have anything to say? Su Tang stared at me intently. I smiled at her and said, Su Tang, I'm afraid I can't be with you anymore. Goodbye. Right after that, the warehouse where we were being held started to shake. The building is collapsing. Run! The kidnapper was the first to react, shouting loudly. Su Tang grabbed me and ran toward the exit, with Chen Feng close behind. Just as we reached the door, I broke free of Su Tang's hand and pushed Chen Feng forward. Under her incredulous gaze, I vanished into the rumble of the collapsing structure. The last thing I heard was her heart-wrenching cry. Yize? Of course I wasn't dead. This warehouse was carefully selected by me, and I buried some explosives underneath it. With one explosion, the building would naturally become unstable. I had also arranged a tunnel at the exit. On the surface, it looked like I was buried in the rubble, but in reality, I escaped through the tunnel. After successfully faking my death, I roared to the sky. I'm finally free. The system suddenly spoke up. Host, are you happy? I was startled and immediately cursed. You son of a bitch! You finally show up. Hurry up and give me my 1 billion. The system said, the money is already in your account. You haven't answered my question yet. Of course, I'm happy. I finally don't have to act in a melodramatic soap opera anymore. Do you know how much I've been holding back these past 3 years? How should I put it? I still felt a little guilty towards Su Tang. After all, I lied to her. I chose the billion. Later, I comforted myself, saying that normal people would choose this way. Maybe she and Chun Feng's relationship had already warmed up by now. I live a carefree life for a while. To completely bid farewell to the past, I forbade the system from revealing any information about Su Tang and Chen Feng to me. One day, the system, being its usual nosy self, asked me, Host, do you think Su Tang is someone who gives up easily? I shook my head and sighed. If she gave up that easily, she wouldn't have liked Chen Feng for so many years. Wait, are you implying something, system? You're overthinking it, host. I squinted, lying back on the rocking chair, swinging my feet. I'm completely dead, with no loose ends. Even if Su Tang found out, what could she do? The world is so big. Where would she find me? As soon as the words fell, a woman's voice came from behind me. Jize, you were hard to find. I slipped and fell to the ground with a thud. What the hell is going on? You stupid system. Why didn't you notify me? System. Host, you told me not to say more. After that accident, Su Tang searched every inch of the earth and couldn't find your body. She didn't believe you were dead at all and has been looking for you. Su Tang walked toward me step by step with a smile. What should I do? Damn it, Su Tang, did I owe her something in my past life? Is she acting like a female lead should? Otherwise, I'll pretend I don't know her. There are many people in the world who look alike. I was about to speak when Su Tang interrupted me. She put a finger to my lips. Are you planning to pretend you don't know me? I advise you to give up on that early. I'd recognize you even if you turned to ashes. How did she know? Su Tang straightened up, looking down at me. After hitting my head in that mountain climbing accident, I developed the ability to read your mind. Jize, stop your inner monologue. It's too noisy. Su Tang frowned. I didn't believe it. Su Tang is a big liar. Her face darkened, and her tone became heavier. You try saying another word. Okay, she really had mind-reading abilities. No wonder her personality changed drastically after she woke up from her coma. Then, wouldn't all my inner thoughts be completely laid bare to her? How embarrassing. I was boasting about my acting skills, but I never imagined I was being played in the palm of her hand by Su Tang. I have a question. Ask. How did you suddenly become so obsessed with me? Could it be because you think it's fun to hear my thoughts? She slowly opened her mouth. While I was in a coma, I had a dream. I dreamt that after Chen Feng returned to the country, I was fixated on being with him, and I hated you. Even if you repeatedly reminded me that Chen Feng was not a good person, I would just be cold towards you. Later, I finally got what I wanted and was with Chen Feng. I found out that he was just using me and later spent all his time in debauchery, colluding with his mistress to kill me. After I died, you were the only one who came to see me every year. When I realized everything was unfolding according to the plot in my dreams, I knew it wasn't a dream. It was my memories from a past life. Jize, you are the one person worth cherishing for a lifetime. Huh? System, get out here and tell me what's going on. Why is the plot I know different from hers? The system remained silent. Su Tang smiled again. Don't look for it, I told it to get lost. Jize, I know no less than you now. You can't beat me. Her determined look was quite attractive. I scratched my head, but I'm just a villainous male supporting character. You should be with the male lead, Chen Feng. How can I steal a woman from the male lead? The more I said, the quieter my voice became. Su Tang's voice grew even gentler. My life is my own, not something written by someone else. These past 3 years, although I didn't say it on the surface, my heart has been falling for you little by little. I fell in love with you a long time ago, Jize. You are the one and only male lead in my life. Let's not be bound by the plot, okay? Besides, it's just a mere 10 billion. I can give you double. That day, the sun was perfect. Su Tang's smile was beautiful, and I nodded without thinking. Quick, curse me. All right, it's settled then. If you run again, I'll get serious with you. Su Tang warned, leaning on my shoulder. My heart was in turmoil again. Su Tang gritted her teeth. Are you going to curse again? I forgot. I quickly started reciting ancient poetry. When I reached the 50th recitation of Moonlight in front of the bed, Su Tang couldn't take it anymore and yelled angrily, "Keep reciting." Then she kissed me. I couldn't recite anymore. Between the tangle of our lips, she said, "Let's have a child." 14. Later, Su Tang and I had a lovely daughter. Sometimes I worry, what if one day that damned system comes back and tells me that I don't belong in this world and takes me away? What would happen to Su Tang? Whenever she heard my thoughts, Su Tang would always comfort me. Don't worry, husband. No matter where you go, I'll find you. What if the place I go isn't in this world? Then I'll wait for you here. I won't go anywhere. When you come back, I'll recognize you right away. The end.